Good evening. Welcome to Tuesday, December 28th, 2021, regular select board meeting. I said it correctly that time.
You did?
We have the three selectmen here. We have Noah Cobb on Zoom. Is Selectman Pendergast has been excused. We have town manager with us. We have town clerk in her office on Zoom. And we have two of the public waiting patiently in the wings. Please stand with me and salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
As we have our approval of our meeting minutes from December 14th.
I didn't see any mistakes. I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Yeah, I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? If not, I'll go through the roll. Is Noah?
Yes.
Linda?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
And myself is a yes. Thank you. First public comment is, I don't believe we have any public comment. Is we have no public hearing, no reports to committees, no department reports. Is we do have appointments. We have Dave Andreessen to the planning board for a 3-year term. Is Dave, would you mind stepping to the mic and, oh, you can use that one right there.
I have one right
Yep,
here.
Yep, you can, yeah, go right ahead.
Thank you, Tom.
You're fine there.
Thank you, Tom.
Dave has been a member before. After he had an accident, he had to take some time off, and we're glad to see you back and able to do this.
Thank you.
For those that don't know you, you want to fill us in on a little bit about yourself?
Thank you. Yeah, I've been on the planning board for 6 years. Believe it or not, 5 of those years I've been chairman. But I've been looking forward to getting back on the planning board. I know I had taken 11 months off, just dealing with some personal issues, but I'm 100% fit for full duty, as they say in the military, and I'm ready to get back at it. I know that we have a lot of work to do, especially across the street, and I'm up to par on all that. And I've been back since August, and I've taken my time to get back up to par on everything that's going on in the town, and I feel very confident that I can do a good job.
Any questions or comments for Dave?
Question? Just for clarity purposes, because I am new. So did you just say you just got back on?
No, I didn't just get back on. I went off in January.
Okay, and then you came back on?
I didn't come back on. I'm willing to come back on for a 3-year term.
Okay, so the reason why I'm asking is just because this says that you're for the chair, the planning board. Is he the chair or just be on the planning board?
Just on the, yep.
Okay, sorry.
All
right.
Yeah, but it's up to them to choose the chair.
Right, that's what I thought. That's my next question. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'd like to, after being the planning board chairman for 5 years, I think I'd like to take a back seat for a few years and see how other people do, and them go from there. But I'm
Okay, I see
looking
what you're
forward to
saying.
being back on the planning board and being able to help out.
Well, let me know how handing the chair off works for you. Any other questions or comments?
I just want to say, thrilled to have you back, and the board's in a great shape, but to have the experience and the way that the decorum you present with the board, I mean, it's just great to have you. Town's lucky to have you back.
Thank you, James.
All right, if there's no other comments or anything, is looking for a
One
motion?
comment.
Oh, Noah?
Yeah. Just want to say I would treasure to have you back because you're very knowledgeable, and I feel like it's very helpful to have some steady people on the board, and you've always proven to be that. When I sat on the board, you always handled yourself very well, even in the face of, shall we say, adversity. It's great to see you back.
Thanks, Noah.
We're looking for a motion.
I move that we appoint Dave to the planning board for 3 years.
Second.
As I don't think we have any further discussion, I'll go through the roll. Is Noah,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes?
Mike,
Yes.
and myself is a yes.
Okay.
Glad to have you back, Dave. It's
All
a
right,
real
thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you. Now, as much as I'd love to stay for the rest of the meeting,
Hey, that's your prerogative. You're a lucky one. It's gonna be a quick meeting, so it shouldn't be too bad.
thank you very much, and I'll get together with the town clerk and we'll discuss,
Signing off and all that
signing
stuff.
and all that.
All right,
All right,
thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Second appointment, we have Timothy Town as police chief with no term. Mr. Town Manager, if you could explain this.
Sure. We have mainstay retirement, main purse. We've had a couple officers that have taken the opportunity. This is something that the town has offered where they can collect main PERS, but also stay on board with the town. So it allows them to collect their retirement. And what they do is they actually formally retire. They, in their case, gave up some, cleared out their sick time. Some of it was bought back. Everything starts with a retirement letter, and then they are rehired January 1st.
And what is the cost to the town?
The cost, so there were,
I know there's a rehire percentage, it's 5%. So is that going to be the town picking that up?
town does not, the policy is the town does not pay that 5%.
So the employee would pay that 5%
Correct. Yep.
individually?
Yep.
Okay.
So in terms of cost to the town, I believe there is no cost to the town. It's,
Other than his regular,
Right, yeah, no,
Remuneration, right.
I know the rehire, there's a 5%, and some
Yeah.
municipalities do it differently. Some split it.
Yep.
You know, you do 2.5, we do 2.5, the employer just covers the 5, or the employee pays the whole 5, comes out departmentally. So I was just curious what Berwick is doing.
we have one officer that the town's paying the 5%. He's grandfathered, and the town's changed the policy, and now it's on the employee.
So the town has a current policy that says they will not pay the 5%?
Correct,
Okay. So there's no negotiating there then?
right. Yep.
Got it, okay.
any other questions of the town manager? No. I'm just gonna make a comment is I know in the past that we've had officers that retire and then we hire them back. I find it unusual to do this with a police chief though. Is, to me, the chief of police is one of the major positions in the town. Is it just seems to me that it should be a real full-time employee of the town. And I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this. I really am.
The question I have is the no term, because I have seen this done pretty regularly with leadership positions, because usually what will happen is they're grooming someone behind them. So I'm going to stay on in that position of a rehire position in a leadership role for 3 to 5 years, because we know within our ranks we are grooming the appropriate person, but you don't have a term here. So I'm just wondering what is his plans?
I haven't talked to him about a succession plan or how long he plans on staying on board.
And I believe we typically do the police chief and the fire chief at no term anyways. It's a at-will position, so is we have, as a department head, and is we have that ability to terminate it.
Even if they're a rehire under a
Well, that's-
retirement plan?
It's a lot of questions for me here. I'm having a hard time with this. I really am. I'm assuming that legal has checked this out and it's all on the up and up.
It's been in the works with finance for a while, and
if it passes by finance, that's pretty rigorous.
Yeah, I mean, it's done pretty
I
regularly in the
appreciate-
state. It's just a matter of there is a 5% penalty now.
Right.
And so determining who pays that penalty. But if you already have a policy in place that says the employee is going to be responsible for that 5% policy, and he's aware of that,
Yeah,
and is
they-
taking that on,
Then he agreed to it.
right.
So-
I don't,
Any further questions, discussions? Looking for,
Yeah, I have no strong objection to what's going on, but I do think that we need to either as town manager, chairman, or as the whole board in like a meeting should have a discussion with the chief about what the long-term plans are, so we can start a succession plan. Just so that we have at least a general idea of what's going to happen in the next few years. If something is going to be changing.
I concur with that, yeah. Usually when someone's looking to retire, they have something in their mind about, I only plan on being here another couple of years, or then, as I progress people in my own department, or what his personal family plans are, or does he plan on being here another 10 years? He's just looking to, cash out on main PERS, which I don't care either way, I'm just saying.
Yep.
What is his goals for the department?
Absolutely. I'll reach out to Chief Town. That's a fantastic idea. Can also get more information on the rehire, retire. We can take a look at that for future if we want to revise that.
all right, any other questions or comments? Looking for a motion.
I make a motion that we approve Tim Tao in his retirement package and a rehire at 5% at his cost.
And to confirm him as chief of police.
Chief of police, I'm sorry, yes, thank you. Tim Tao is the chief of police.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, I'll go through the rolls. There's Noah,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes,
Mike,
Yes.
and myself. I'm gonna say no, because I'm gonna have to, I need to wrap my head around this more, because I don't understand it quite like I should, I think, so 3-1. Sign off on that.
Absolutely.
Unfinished business. I don't believe we have any. Town manager's report.
The building committee meets tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll meet in the auditorium. This committee will be discussing long-term plans for the town hall. Includes capital needs, maintenance, and use. Great Falls Construction is also coming down in January to help us with this project. And the goal is to have a report pretty much of low-hanging fruit we can tackle and long-term strategies to addressing all the building needs we have and space needs. There's a Envision Berwick Select Board and Planning Board joint meeting on the calendar for January 18th. We've had a goal of trying to do this just about quarterly for all of us to get together. If you have any ideas for discussion points, feel free to just reach out. One of the topics is the social media policy and guidelines. Town Hall is closed on December 30th in observance of New Year's Day. And the last thing I have is there's been an update on the vaccine mandate. So there was a stay in court, and then that was reversed. So as of now, the vaccine mandate is on, and I know it's going to be heard at the Supreme Court January 7th.
right, but it's not a mandate. It's you must do one or the other, mandate or testing.
Yeah, vaccine mandate or testing, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a ETS, and so that is in play until they meet. But again, once they meet on the 7th, they may give a response in a couple days. They may give a response in 10 days, 2 weeks. No one really knows.
Correct.
But
So I have a revised policy here. I'd like to, so you have a couple weeks to take a look at it.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to keep it concise, but meeting the ETS standards, but also keeping it, as Mike pointed out, that things are fluid, so trying to create a document that isn't outdated the second we adopt it.
Right. Are you going to be requiring or mandating vaccines, or are you going to take the testing approach?
We'd allow the testing approach,
Okay.
but recognizing, I mean, it'll be difficult, but if someone wants to get tested every week, I'd
So-
like to be able to provide that option.
So that was one of the questions that I had is, I know the federal policy says the onus is on the employee, the cost and whatnot for the testing. But the state of Maine has a medical hiring policy where, and I have the medical policy number, I can share it with you.
Okay,
Which states that any employer who requires a medical procedure or test for employment must cover the cost of that. And so I know there's a lot of debate with legal back and forth as to whether that's going to be implied here in Maine. And if that is, then it's the onus goes on the employer is you have to set up the testing, pay for the testing. If you require the testing on someone's day off, you got to pay them to go overtime to do the testing and meet within the requirements of that.
And I
And
think
so
that-
has legal looked at that for you guys yet?
there was a workshop probably about 10 days ago where they were leaning on saying that the employer would not have to pick up that tab, but things could change, and like I mean, when legal opinions can change. So I'll get whatever the most recent opinion is, because if the employer has to pay for the testing, I think that changes the calculus a little
Oh,
bit.
it does. MMA, the risk pool, is putting on that 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Did you guys sign up for that?
No, I don't. I think I missed that one.
I can actually forward that to you. They're actually putting on, they have a lawyer panel tomorrow in reference to the new OSHA ETS becoming
great.
viable. That's at 9.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect.
But that may have some of the answers as well, because one of the questions for them was the medical law.
Okay, and I don't think there's any way we could support paying for weekly. I mean,
It's expensive.
even
We've been looking into it. It's expensive.
I was looking at home tests, and I started that process to see if we could start supplying a small amount of at-home tests, and even like 45 at-home tests, it's $1,000.
Yeah.
So, those are cheaper than. having
And
them
even
done
if
by
you do the
medical
home test, you
professionals.
still have to have they have to be performed and administered in front of a medical
Medical
provider
professional.
here,
Right.
someone who can observe it. So the testing option is very costly.
Yep.
Yep, that's all I got.
That's all. Thank you, Mr. Town Manager. As I have nothing for Selectmen's communications, so I'll go right into accounts payable. We have a payroll warrant number 36 for December 22nd, 2021 for the amount of $83,695.02. We have an account payable warrant number 38 for December 28th, 2021 for the amount of $94,823.05. And we have a payroll warrant number 37 for December 29th, 2021 for the amount of $80,591.04. I'll make a motion that we pay our bills.
Second the motion?
No further discussion. I'll go through the roll. Is Noah,
Yes.
Linda,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
and myself is a yes. New business, we have none. No quitclaim deeds, abatements, no second public comment, executive session, other business or non-agenda items. Does anybody have anything to bring up?
Nope, just other than just an observance. Went through the transfer station on Sunday after Christmas, and I anticipated there'd be long lines, but they were moving people through pretty quickly, and they were jumping out and helping people get unloaded quickly to make sure the line kept going. And so that should just be noted. They did a great job. because it's usually a really busy day.
Yeah,
And they did a great job.
I purposely didn't go just for that.
And the other thing too, the roads, I know traveling to and from work, because I'm leaving town, Route 9, whatnot, and some of the back roads, I've seen the trucks out a lot.
Yep.
And that, there's still people traveling on the roads.
Yeah, I was gonna comment on the road crew taking care of the roads over the Christmas holiday, is, I had several people comment to me about how good a job they did and how, great the roads were, and so it was, kudos to them, so. Any other thing to bring up? We have one more motion to make.
Make a motion that we adjourn.
We have a second,
I'll second.
and we'll go with a voice vote on that one. All those in favor?
Aye.
Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you.
Have a happy New Year.
We got the fruit basket today. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. People always send chocolates and stuff like that before.